Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to what we have for our evening meals in a week. Some I cook from scratch and some we do use pre-prepared ingredients. There's just Gary and myself in the house, so sometimes I cook and sometimes it's Gary, but it's always a two-way effort. We've got 3 grandchildren and a granddog, so there's always plenty of goodies to have. Hope you enjoy what we have had this week. 8th of September we had Chinese style chicken stir fry with rice noodles. Well, this is an easy one to do. I didn't fancy doing anything too difficult, so that's why I cooked this. But it is really scrummy. If you've not seen it in Tesco's, it was a £5. Let me show you what it is. So this is the meal that you get. So it's Chinese chicken. You get a lot of chicken in there. You get the vegetables, the chicken's already marinated, and you get a sauce to go with it as well. So we just had noodles with ours, and it makes about either 2 big portions or 3 smaller portions. It's really lovely. I've given this its own video as well because it's such a super recipe with everything there that you can use. So have a look at this down in the link below. It's amazing, you'll love it. And that's it for Mondays. See you tomorrow for Tuesdays. Bye. 9th of September we had griddled chicken with onion rings served on warm panini bread with homemade chips and spaghetti rings. Here it is, all dished up with the panini bread, the grilled chicken on there, the spaghetti and the homemade chips on there. So I'm just going to go through how we did this. So I'm just going to make some chips now. So peeling the potatoes to make the chips, and then I'm going to blanch them for about 7 minutes and then just leave them to cool before cooking. These are the chips just cooling just on a cloth. We used a griddle pan to cook the chicken, but whatever pan you've got is fine. So we used chicken breast for this. We put it in the pan and then we seasoned it. These are the onion rings we used, and these were from Asda, but any onion rings you can use if you want onion rings on your sandwich. This is the panini bread we used. Use the bread of your choice. We had this one, so I'm just cutting this one in half and I'm going to put them in the toaster just to warm up. So just getting the chips in now, I'm putting them in the deep fryer. Keep turning the chicken and put it in half even, just lengthwise, so that it's make sure that the chicken's cooked all the way through. And now we're going to dish up. So we've got the panini roll there, so pop those on the plate and then add the chicken on there. So I cut mine into thin slices so that to make sure that it will cook the whole way through. If you've got sturdy bread, then you can cook it all at once, even oven bake it as well. And then put the onion rings on there. I added just a stick just to keep it in place. It was a bit wobbly. Then get your chips on. Put your chips on the plate. Those chips look gorgeous. And then lastly, the spaghetti rings. Perfect. It was absolutely gorgeous, this. I don't like sauce, so I haven't got any sauce on mine, but if you do like sauce, then pop what you want on there. World's your oyster. And that's it. That looks absolutely bob on. And it were gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Even though a bit awkward to eat, but I managed to get my mouth around it. It were absolutely banging. And chips, salt and vinegar on. Oh, I'm hungry again. See you later, guys. Bye. 10th of September we had slow cooked stewing beef with carrots, mashed potato, leeks and gravy. Don't it look delicious? It was absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing better than slow cooked stewing beef, and I put the carrots in the slow cooker as well. Buttery leeks and gorgeous mash as well. This is the diced beef that I got. I actually got this from Lidl for a change. I went into Lidl for something and picked this up from there. I'm going to put some chopped onions at the bottom of the slow cooker and add the beef in there, so the stewing beef in there, the stock cube. So ours was a beef oxo that I added in there. In fact, I did actually add 2 in there, 2 stock cubes. I added a splash of red wine to this as well. If you've got a bay leaf, then add a bay leaf to it, but I didn't have one at this stage. Add your chopped carrots to this, and then just pour on some boiling water, just enough to cover. And then give it a good mix and leave it to cook for about 4 hours on high or 8 hours on low. I did mine on high for 4 hours. I'm going to get some potatoes on to boil for the last 45 minutes of the stewing beef cooking. So I've just peeled the potatoes and put enough for 3 people into the pan. I did the leeks in some butter, and also I put salt and pepper on them as well. It took about 10 minutes, just stirring them every now and again until they were soft. When the meat's nearly done, you can mash the potatoes. So I added butter and milk in my potatoes, but you can add just butter, you can add just milk, water, egg in it to make it creamy. Whatever you want to use is fine. And this is it, all ready, all dished up. Just a lovely, warming, comforting dinner. Just the right for the summer. Really nice anyway. Bye everybody, see you tomorrow. 1st of September we had chicken enchiladas. So this is that we used. It's the old El Paso enchilada kit in the box. You actually get the old El Paso sauce. It does say salsa on it, but it is sauce, as you can see at the bottom. There's 2 pouches of sauce. There's the seasoning, and then there is the tortillas as well. So you get 2 pouches of sauce, seasoning, and the tortillas as well. The enchilada recipe is on the channel. I gave it its own video because it was so nice and so easy, and everything's there for you in this little box, and it's just so good that everything's there in the box to do. And they do so many ranges, and I've never used them before, so I've used the fajita seasoning, but I've not used the boxes. But they are really good, so give them a go and have a look at the recipe. Bye everybody, love you, bye. For the September we had lamb shank served with Idaho cheddar cheese mash, sprouts and carrots served with a mint gravy. There's the meal all dished up with the mashed potatoes, the lamb and the vegetables. It was really tasty. There was more gravy available if you wanted any more on it. So this is the lamb shank. It was bought from Morrison's for £5, and it serves 1 person, so it does only serve 1 person. And I've had it in the freezer as well, so that's why it says the 3rd of August and it's not. And this is the mint gravy that you get with it. So what you have to do is take this out of the plastic and put it in an oven-proof dish. You have to cover this with foil and then cook it in the oven. I think it's about 45 minutes in the oven, but the instructions are on the back of the box. So this is the mash that I used. It's really nice. They do a cheddar cheese and they do a plain. They're always handy to have in, just to use quickly. And all you have to do with these is just put some in a bowl. So about half of this is 1 portion. So if it was for me and Garrett, then there'd be 2 portions. It was only me having this particular meal. So you pour half in and you mix it with water. You can put a bit of butter in it. I didn't this time. I'd lost my taste anyway, so I couldn't really taste much. But I didn't put butter in it. And then you just mix it up. But yeah, a bit of butter in there would be nice. So here's the lamb shank all done and all cooked. And then all you have to do is pour on the mint gravy, pop it back in the oven for another 3 minutes and let that warm through. And then once you've done that, you're ready to serve. So in the meantime, have your vegetables on. I've not got a video of my vegetables, but it was just sprouts and carrots. And now I'm going to put the food onto the plate, so dress the plate. First of all, the mashed potatoes. I put the mashed potatoes in the centre and put the lamb shank in the middle of that. That's how I wanted to dress it, but you do it how you would like to do it. And put a little bit of vegetables at each side, quite colourful, carrots and sprouts. So I put those at either side of the lamb shank. I added a little bit more of the mint gravy that was left, just to moisten it all. It was lovely. This is it, all dished up. It was really yummy. The lamb shank was really tender, just falling off the bone. If you like lamb shank, then this is the one for you, and only a £5. You only get one, so if you're looking for two, it could be quite expensive. But yeah, it was really nice. Hi everybody. 19th of September, we had gammon steak with fried egg, beans and mushrooms. Well, this is the finished dish. Oh, I was a bit disappointed with the egg because I smashed it, but it was tasty. First of all, I'm going to put the gammon into cook. So I had this last week, so I've got this again for this week. So put the gammon in the frying pan, which I did, and it usually takes about 5 minutes each side, if that. And then I cut some mushrooms up and I put those in the same pan. Turn the gammon over just to cook the other side, and then I put the egg in and started off well with the egg. It's there nice and settled, and then it came to dishing up. So I got myself a little pot of beans, and then I put the gammon on, which was cooked beautifully, and the mushrooms, which you can't see, so I apologise for that. And then I just threw the egg on. Well done, Jilly. But it was tasty. Sunday, 14th of September, we had roast pork fillet with roast potatoes, carrot batons, green beans, served with applesauce and gravy. Here we have the finished meal, so it's already dished up with the roast potatoes, the veg, the pork, and then I'm just putting the applesauce on and the gravy on. A lovely meal this. I love pork fillet. It is so tender, so tasty, and just really, really nice meal. Love it. Full recipe for this, and it's not really a recipe, but step-by-step instructions on how I did it is on the channel, and it is in the link below. I don't want to teach you how to suck eggs or anything like that, but if you're new to cooking, then it's probably handy to have this one. It's an easy recipe for a Sunday lunch, easy Sunday lunch. Even if you just take the potato recipe out of it, it's ideal for a Sunday or just a quick pork lunch. Bye everybody, that's it for this week's Meals of the Week. I'll see you next week for 7 days of recipes.